May 29, 1981, a signing ceremony takes place in the old Canadian Pacific Station on West Hastings Street in Vancouver.
And this is the kind of system developed by
March 1st, 1982, a sod-turning ceremony takes place near the Canadian National Station on Terminal Avenue. August 16, 1982, dignitaries take a run through the tunnel, traversing downtown Vancouver. These historic events mark the start of rapid transit in Greater Vancouver. Culture can be defined as all that a people are and do at any particular time and place. The city is the focal point of a culture. In British Columbia, the Vancouver region. Vancouver, like all cities, is a dynamic entity pursuing a lifestyle which reflects yet transcends the lifetimes of the people whose interactions create the city. There comes a time in the life of a city, a point of maturity, when its growth and the growth of human interaction within it begin to conflict. The need for mobility calls for fundamental change. Vancouver's call for improved mobility first makes itself felt along Terminal Avenue. It is May 1982. The vanguard of what will swell into an army of men and women at work moves out to realign underground services and lay foundations. By now, hundreds of people, elected officials, designers, planners, engineers, architects, office personnel, have invested thousands of hours to bring rapid transit to Vancouver. This first phase of the project on Terminal Avenue, funded in part by a $60 million contribution from the federal government, will be just 1 kilometer long. It will serve as a demonstration section, a chance for project personnel to learn, for Vancouverites to experience the technology. Ultimately, the first leg of the system will run the 21 kilometers between New Westminster and the Seabus terminal on Vancouver's waterfront. Tickets will be intermodal, from Seabus to City Bus to Rapid Transit. One fare, many rides. From the waterfront, trains will head into the Dunsmuir Tunnel. 2 tracks will be laid, one above the other, one each way. People will ride deep below the high-rise towers, stopping at Burrard Station, then Granville. Systems of escalators will carry them to and from their offices and shopping malls. People going about their business, the business of the city, in comfort, out of the rain. Trains will leave the tunnel on the north shore of False Creek, pulling into the stadium station beside BC Place, destination for countless thousands of sports fans. On south, Terminal Avenue. Commercial Drive. Into Burnaby, along the old BC Electric interurban right-of-way, sometimes at grade, more often elevated above traffic. Kingsway, Central Park, average speed 80 kilometers per hour, carrying up to 10,000 people an hour at first, up to 30,000 in future, at a cost well below that of continuing to use buses. Arriving at New Westminster in less than 30 minutes, with the promise of the route extending soon into Surrey and beyond. November 1982. The physical shape of rapid transit to come begins to emerge along the demonstration section on Terminal Avenue. Hundreds are employed both on and off-site as the world's most advanced transit technology accelerates into being. Men and machines begin to refashion an abandoned gravel pit not far from New Westminster. Maintenance yards and the control center will be built here.
Any command that is given
February 5th, 1983. British Columbia's Premier Bill Bennett visits and experiences the new technology where it was developed in Kingston, Ontario. Accompanied by the press and by families of the people working at Ontario's Urban Transportation Development Corporation, Premier Bennett discovers a surprising feature of the system. Even at 80 kilometers an hour, it runs so quietly, normal conversation is possible. More like riding an elevator than a train, remarked one commentator. Car bodies for the BC system will be built here, not far from the Kingston test track. 2, 4, even 6 cars will make up each train. They will run 2 to 5 minutes apart, depending on the time of day, the weight of passenger traffic. Each car is powered by 2 linear induction motors, reacting and running against a fixed rail between the tracks, the first such system in the world. 4 axles per car steer around curves on continuous welded rails to avoid the clatter and screech trains usually make. The system will be totally automated, with supervisory staff manning the control center. Roving information and security attendants in trains and stations to serve passengers. There will be TV monitors in stations, electronic obstacle detection along the tracks, and an extensive state-of-the-art communications network. A tried and tested control system improves on the already exceptionally high safety standards rapid transit riders experience everywhere. Some of the largest preformed concrete beams ever poured in the Lower Mainland, first of hundreds to come, begin to converge on the project site at Terminal Avenue. When British Columbia purchased the new transit system, an agreement was signed between the BC government, BC Transit, and the Urban Transportation Development Corporation. That agreement secured manufacturing rights for BC corporations. Significant components are already being built here. Workers in a Lower Mainland plant are putting together the same linear induction motors that will drive Vancouver's rapid transit. This motor is destined for Scarborough in Ontario. Others will drive a smaller system under construction in Detroit. Other workers in other high-technology plants are manufacturing many of the complex electronic components the system involves. While the new transit system will speed Vancouver into a new phase of urban maturity, it brings jobs in its wake. As we emerge a world leader in transit technology, the world will come here to examine and to buy. February 1983, the first lengths of steel are laid along the Terminal Avenue guideway. Each section of rail is butted against the next and electrically welded. Just a few months from now, the first kilometer of the new system will be complete. The first train will roll. No matter how advanced it may be, rapid transit is not the cause of change in the city, but more a catalyst, evidence that forces for change are building. In Vancouver today, evidence of change is building up and bursting out all over. In May 1986, up to 15 million visitors from around the world will come to share who we are and what we do in British Columbia. Expo 86 will reveal to the world the meaning and the marvels of modern communications and transportation. Our new rapid transit system will be part of it. March 25th, 1983, the first rapid transit cars, the first train, takes to the rails on Terminal Avenue. Greater Vancouver is on the move. Transit is on track.